Welcome to Supercross in the Superbowl, Genoa in Italy. Bale's not here, Stanton's not here, so the boys are going to play. We're going to look at the first semi-final on day one here in Genoa. This is scheduled for 12 laps. We've got Daryl Atkins, George Jobert, Keith Bowen, Pekka Vakona, Trampus Parker, who I like to see in Supercross as well, Jeremy Buell, Tyson Voland, Jeff Ward and John van der Berk, the Dutchman. They're all up in this particular first race of the afternoon. So the first semi-final, who's going to make the whole shot? Watch for the first turn, a bit of a hesitant start there from one or two of them, and it looks like Trampus Parker, number 2, goes straight into the lead. So Parker, and almost get legs off them by Barder-Menon. So Parker, number 2, bike 2, just about makes it through. 19 is Jeremy Buell, 23 is Barder-Menon, 8 is Keith Bowen. So this first semi-final of the first day's racing here in Genoa at the Super Bowl in front of a huge crowd gets underway. There is 8, that's Bowen. Keith Bowen on the Kawasaki for Kawasaki USA. 18 there, Pekka Vakona. 25 is Tyson Voland. 6 there was Jeff Ward on another Kawasaki US one. But at the front, at the moment, battling away is 19 now in the lead. That is Jeremy Buell. He is your race leader now over number 8, Keith Bowen. The fast starting man we've not seen too much in the Masters of Motocross series, which you would have seen finished off in Tokyo recently, and that is a disaster there for John van der Berk, bike 14. Whoa, what a crash indeed. That was Manor and Jeff Ward, 23 and 6. Jeff Ward there, a favourite runner for this particular race and in big trouble. Tangle with the untidy Manor. The Honda rider legged off Jeff Ward in no uncertain turn. So then, race leader is Jeremy Buell. Bike 19, that's John van der Berk. The Dutchman is now in the dirt as well. Well, John van der Berk finds himself in terrible trouble indeed. The Dutchman really on the whoops, and he's been overtaken there by Tyson Voland. So Tyson Voland blast past Pekka Vakona, bike 18 here. Well, this first heat is certainly not short of any drama. 6 then, Jeff Ward is, well, remember he was crashed and tangled. He is nowhere to be, he's in second place, it looks like at the moment, but it's not true. Race leader is 19, Jeremy Buell, but as far as I can see, that man, bike number 6, Jeff Ward, is right down the order, actually at the back of the field, even though he appears to be absolutely up to speed as far as race leader is concerned. Pekka Vakona there. Pekka Vakona, he is now up to about 3rd place. I'm looking to see where Vakona is. Pekka Vakona, the Finn, on a Yamaha, is up to 3rd place. We're still looking at Jeff Ward. Remember, this man had a big crash early on a few moments ago. 1 lap to go then. So 1 lap to go while Jeremy Buell leads. That man Jeff Ward has got nothing to do with it. Pekka Vakona is in 2nd place. Trampus Parker is in 3rd place. And Tyson Voland, bike 25, is in 4th. That's the order on the last lap as they run up to it. 11 there is George Jobert, multi-times world champion. But Buell wins from Vakona, from Trampus Parker, from Voland, from Keith Bowen. And John van der Berk did very well there to recover and finish off in 6th place. Well, grid line up then for the second semi-final on day one. 12 lap schedule. Maximiliano Gepsarata, Alessio Chiodi, bike 37, Mickey Diamond 10, Pedro Tractor 13, Donny Schmidt 9, 7 Everts 5. Good field here. Who's going to make the whole shot? Jeff Matiaszewicz. Well, I can hardly say it properly. And he's, well, he made the whole shot and then went and fell off. So, Matiaszewicz finds himself in the dirt. I'll sort out the pronunciation as we go on. Chiodi leads then, bike 37. From 27, that is Maximiliano Gepsarata in 2nd place. Jumping to 2nd place. Remember, we are in Italy, so we could expect that. 10 there is Mickey Diamond in 3rd. 24 is Michael Monti, another Italian. And in 5th place is Ray Somo. That's your running order at this point in time. So, real action here in Genoa, Italy, for this non-championship Masters of Motocross, I should say, as we see Stefan Everts absolutely over the whoop, so much faster there. Donny Schmidt, number 9, slightly off balance. Donny Schmidt, number 9, teammate to Stefan Everts. Stefan Everts, current 125 world champion. We're full of world champions this weekend here. But remember, the two Honda USA riders, Stanton and Bale, are away in Geneva. But that has not lessened the competition here in Genoa. A superb Supercross as ever. 37 leads. That is Chiodi, Alessio Chiodi. Stefan Everts now looking for the gap. Stefan Everts, bike number 5 on the Suzuki. Donny Schmidt there, 9. 13 is Pedro Tracta, the Suzuki Dutch rider. Oh, and that is Donny Schmidt in all sorts of trouble. Well, these bikes are quite tall, let alone when you've got them on the top of a hill. So poor Donny Schmidt finds himself in big trouble there. Race leader, though, now I can tell you, is Stefan Everts. Race leader is Stefan Everts. Here he is with 6 laps to go. Well, Stefan Everts pulling himself a huge lead out. That is Jeff Matsievich. 30 there is Fabio Monti. 1 lap to go then. Stefan Everts leads by a mile. Everts leads from Jeff Matsievich, from Pedro Tracta, from Ray Somo, from Michele Monti. That is your last lap order at this point in time. Certainly there's going to be no change to that by the finish as far as Stefan Everts is concerned, because he is so far in front. Well, no one can even see where he went. Stefan Everts then, bike number 5, looking to take heat number 2, day number 1, and there it is. Confirmation. Everts wins from Matsievich, from Tracta, from Ray Somo, from Michele Monto, from Bobby Moore, recovering well there to finish in 6th place. Right, the grand final of the first day's racing, 20 strength-sapping laps. We've got them all in this race. Everybody's in here that counts. Who's going to make the whole shot? And the whole shot again is Matsievich, and he crashed, remember, in the semi-final, doing exactly the same thing, but managed to make it through there. Someone did fall, but I didn't see who that was. Looked like Gazzarata going off the edge. Well, Jeff Matsievich gets through this time, and it was Gazzarata. Well, he was starting very fast, but went straight off the edge of the track on the first turn. That's a short-lived ride from him. Trampers Parker, bike 2. Jeremy Buell in 3rd, bike 19. 26, Ray Somo. 5 is Stefan Everts. 25, Tyson Boland. 24, Michele Monti. That is race order at lap 1. So, a bit of bumping and barging going on there. Bobby Moore barges for a peck of a Conan. Bike 12 and 18, getting in a bit of a state. Matsievich leads, though, from Trampers Parker. That is your race order at the moment, but it's hectic indeed at the front. Well, certainly we're not suffering from a shortage of close racing by not having 1 or 2 of the riders here. This first day, I can tell you that Guy Cooper struggled like mad during the heats, and he actually hasn't qualified for these semi-finals and the like. So Guy Cooper is out of this at the moment. And remember, of course, our favourite on Eurosport is Jean-Michel Bale, and he's not here either. He's across in Geneva with Jeff Stanton. But it's Matsievich who leads at the moment for the final of the first day's racing, and Jean van der Berg goes over the edge there. Jean van der Berg, flying in 7th place, rejoins in 11th place. So van der Berg finds himself in terrible trouble. Race order then, after 4 laps, is Matsievich, bike 7, 19 Buell, 5 Everts, 2 Parker, 27 Gazzarata, 26 is Somo, and 18 is the Conan. That is the first 7 riders after 4 laps. 26, that's Somo. He's down in 6th place currently. 37 there is Coyote. Well, 27, we saw him in big trouble, Gazzarata, earlier on. He crashed out on the first lap. So let's have a look now. Here is the battle for first place. There is your leader, bike 7, Matsievich, from Buell, from Stefan Everts, charging through the field. 2 there is Trampers Parker in 4th place. 27 is a lapped man. Race leader, Jeff Matsievich, closely followed by, I think that looked like we've got Stefan Everts moved through into 2nd place now. Let's have a look again and see if Stefan Everts is through into 2nd. Yes, he is. Everts, bike 5, but in all sorts of trouble. Stefan Everts, well, he looked like he was going to launch himself then off the wood. Certainly Everts won't want to be doing too much of that. Matsievich still leads then. Jeff Matsievich, the Kawasaki rider, still in front of the Suzuki rider, Stefan Everts, from 19, Jeremy Buell, the superb youngster Jeremy Buell. Certainly going to see a lot more of him during the course of the weekend. So there's Bill, 19. It's only a matter of time, I feel, before Everts makes his way through to the lead. Looking back down the field now as Everts goes for the inside line over the whoops and did very well there not to take the front wheel completely away from Jeff Matsiewicz. Well, as bike 7, Kawasaki rider, USA mounted, Matsiewicz got anything to do with Stefan Everts. Everts, oh, well, he won't need to have to do anything in a moment because Everts is going to do it all for him. Stefan Everts in all sorts of trouble. He's looked very ragged in this race. Remember, we are on the final of the first day's racing here in Genoa. Down the downtown Super Bowl as Everts goes flying back into the lead, but Matsiewicz is having nothing of it. The Kawasaki rider is very forceful indeed and very neat, but Everts is quickest over the whoops. Who is going to lead out of this? Well, dear me. Everts has the advantage at the moment, but Everts has looked a ragged man. I certainly wouldn't want to be riding alongside him while he's in that kind of mood. That's Tyson Boland, who they're coming round to lap in a moment. Bike 25, well, amazing. The quality of this field, and already these leaders are coming round to get on terms with Tyson Boland. Incredible. Well, I try and get my lap charts in order as well as my tongue. Matsiewicz still leads, and Buell now is challenging Everts. So, here is your first three in the final on the first day in Genoa of this non-championship Masters of Motocross. This is an individual race series just for this one weekend. We'll bring you a result at the end of the day, of course, but this doesn't count towards any championship. There is the positions after 7 laps. Matsiewicz, Everts, Buell and Parker. So Parker is in 4th place. So Everts looking to try and take that first place again, looking to turn tight and get the drive out of that corner, but not quite able to, but leaps into 2nd place, where he was already. But he gets the drive. Everts takes the lead. Well, what can I say? Stefan Everts, 19 years old, 125, current world motocross champion. Bike number 5, and there is Tyson Boland, bike 25. Well, I can't imagine what he's doing there. I'm looking down my lap sheets to see how he ended up there, but he's quite well down, Tyson Boland, so I can only imagine he had some small piece of trouble in this first final of our show today. Meanwhile, back at the front, Stefan Everts, race leader. Oh, funniest thing I've seen all day. Stefan Everts takes out the marshal that was stood on the side of the track. The marshal had to leap backwards to avoid the very determined Stefan Everts and falls straight over apex in a rearwards motion. So Stefan Everts, not content with just winning the race, he wants to test the marshal's stability as well. So Stefan Everts, bike 5 then leading. Everts in amongst the back markers now. Well, difficult indeed, and some very good quality back markers there. Oh, Everts in all shapes again. He's going to hand this to Matsiewicz if he's not very careful. Everts leads from Matsiewicz, from Buell. Buell is in 3rd place. 4th is Trampus Parker, and we're right at the end of this race. Stefan Everts then still in the lead from Jeff Matsiewicz, the Kawasaki US rider. Well, I would think that Everts is just about the fastest man on the track, but certainly the hairiest in the front that I've seen for a while. Last lap. So after 20 laps, mind you, 20 laps of Supercross is enough to sap the strength of any athlete, and these guys are athletes, even young ones like this one. So, 6th there is Jeff Ward. Well, good to see Jeff Ward still out there doing the business. Jeff Ward still riding around, although he had a particularly, he's down in 5th place at the moment, Jeff Ward. John van der Berk there still riding around as well, but he's right out of it. John van der Berk is not doing very much at all after his tumble earlier on. So then a race win then for Stefan Everts from Jeremy Buell, from Matsiewicz, from Verkonen, from Jeff Ward, van der Berk. Well, that's our first part of the show. We'll be back after the break.
Eurosports.
Well, now we've got the same thing again for the 2nd day. And of course the grand final is the one they all want to win. Who's going to make it on the first semi-final race here on the 2nd day's racing? And the whole shot there was 33 Paolo Evangelista on the Suzuki. Well, he found himself going, oh, and a crash in the middle of the pack there. That was a crash of Guy Cooper and Pekka Verkonen. Well, I don't quite know what happened there. It wasn't really a good shot for us, but dear me. So, Alessio Chiodi leads from Evangelista, from Van der Berg, from Mickey Diamond, from Jeff Matsievich again out there. And, oh dear me, that was Evangelista finding himself in all sorts of trouble. 10 is Mickey Diamond, 7 is Matsievich, but leading the race at the moment is 37, Alessio Chiodi. So Chiodi then leads the race. Remember, we're on Italian soil and we can expect the best from there. Jean Van der Berg there in second place. Bike 14 is Jean Van der Berg, 10 is Mickey Diamond, the American on Yamaha. Fourth place is Jeff Matsievich, and 33 is the sliding backwards Evangelista. So Mickey Diamond takes the high road, while Van der Berg takes the low road. There's confirmation of race positions after lap 1. Not too much to be changed there. Bobby Moore bringing up the rear in 6th place. So what's going to happen in this particular first heat, I should say first semi-final of the second day's racing, as Van der Berg and Mickey Diamond get perilously close. Anything can happen in the next 12 laps, as they say. 12 laps this semi-final scheduled for. 20 laps to the final, 12 laps to the semi-finals, as they bounce their way over the whoops. Van der Berg now putting Chiodi under tremendous pressure. Van der Berg, bike 14, Chiodi, race leader, 37. At the front is now Jon Van der Berg, as Chiodi almost lands with his face on the handlebars. Well, that won't please him too much. So, Jon Van der Berg in front. Now then, Larry Ward, I can tell you, is charging through. Here he is, Larry Ward, bike 16, charging through the field. So watch for Larry Ward. So there is Larry Ward in second place. So Jon Van der Berg leads from Larry Ward. Third is now Matsievich. Bike number 7, the Kawasaki. But these are your leaders. 14 is and Larry Ward has put the fastest lap in on the 5th lap of the race. I can tell you that. You can see there the speed, 47.79 kilometres an hour as an average for this track. They try and keep the speeds down in Supercross, obviously, because we're in enclosed spaces. And really, would you want to be in an enclosed space? But these men, as they fight through it, Larry Ward took the lead briefly there from Jon Van der Berg. The Dutchman fights back. So Van der Berg, bike 14, now in second place. Leading is Larry Ward, bike 16, having a superb Supercross season, the American on the Suzuki. So Larry Ward, well, questionable weather, ex-87 125 world champion, 88 250 world champion. Jon Van der Berg has anything to challenge Larry Ward with at this moment in time. There's Jon Van der Berg in all sorts of shape, and that's Bobby Moore, the KTM rider, is on the floor. Robert Moore on the floor, while we look for race leaders now. Larry Ward then, leader from Jon Van der Berg, from Jeff Matsievich, from Pekka Väkkönen, from Guy Cooper, and there's our great circuit commentator on the track. Flagman at the ready while we wait for it, and that was it. So Ward wins from Jon Van der Berg, from Matsievich, from Väkkönen, from Guy Cooper, the recovering Guy Cooper, from Mickey Diamond. Well, we didn't see much of Guy Cooper the day before, but nicely to see him here on the Sunday. Right then, grid line-up for the second semi-final on the second day. Everts, Schmidt, Tractor, Trampers Parker, and it's Trampers Parker who goes into the lead. Oh, gets the whole shot. Great stuff there from Trampers Parker, but 27 is Getzerata. Second semi-finale, as our Italian graphics tell us. 27 is Getzerata. Race leader, but Stefan Everts is challenging already. Everts is there. Whole shot man Parker is now back down to third. There you saw Parker jumping through. 13 is Pedro Tractor. Well, I sort my eyes out to try and get it through. Is Trampers Parker. 24. That's Michele Monti. 13 is Pedro Tractor. There is Stefan Everts, race leader. Stefan Everts then is your race leader at the moment of the second semi-final on the second day's racing here at the Super Bowl in Genoa. Superb there from Stefan Everts. Well, the spotlight is on this man today, and really he is looking in superb form. And if he carries on the way he's going and can crack on the final, which we're going to see after a break in a moment, then he will undoubtedly be the leading rider of the weekend. Stefan Everts then jumps to a second semi-final, as does our circuit commentator. You can see him running all over the track there. Donny Schmidt's in second place. Maximiliano Getzerata is in third. Pedro Tractor is in fourth. And Ray Somo at the moment is in 5th place. And there it is. So Stefan Everts wins. We're going to be back with the final in a moment while you look at the graphics for the result of Heat 2. We'll be back in just a moment.
Eurosports.
The Sunday's race in appreciation there from the crowd, and the grid lineup for this 20-lap race is John van der Berg, bike 14, 5 Stefan Everts, 16 Larry Ward, 7 Jeff Mattievich, 9 Donny Schmidt. Who's going to make the whole shot? We're looking to see who it is, and it's that man Massimiliano Gezzarata again, the Italian, an absolute flying start. Well, I suppose it's an Italian starter, perhaps he knows something that the rest don't. In second place is Guy Cooper, now the much sought after Guy Cooper, spectacular Guy Cooper. 13 there was Pedro Tractor. So Guy Cooper in second place at the moment. 24 is Michele Monti, 16 is Larry Ward, 7 is that man Mattievich there, 9 is Donny Schmidt. So 14, John van der Berg. They're all in there for this grand final. Whether you win the first night final or not, this is the one that they always want to win. And Guy Cooper jumps into the lead. Massimiliano Gezzarata gets a jumping lesson there from Guy Cooper, the Suzuki mounted American, but it's still Gezzarata in the lead. Pekka Vakonen, bike 18, 24. Well, it's all happening here today. Names that we don't see in some of the finals recently in some of the Masters of Motocross series that we've been covering on Eurosport. Right at the very front of this bunch, Mattievich is said to be one of the top supercrossers, if not the top supercrosser at the moment in the States. And there he is, bike 7, the Kawasaki rider Mattievich. Guy Cooper leads from Donny Schmidt, from Larry Ward. Well, it's all hotting up at the front now on the Suzukis. Larry Ward, Donny Schmidt, Jeff Mattievich, bike 7 is behind them. So, Guy Cooper in second place. In first place, I should say, from Donny Schmidt, from Larry Ward. Now, the determined Larry Ward is having what's known as a very, very good ride this weekend, and if he continues at this pace, he might well end up winning this weekend's overall standings. Of course, the man who actually leads at the moment, Stefan Everts, is elsewhere in the pack. We're looking for the bike number 5, Stefan Everts. Oh, and that is Guy Cooper. Guy Cooper goes off. Well, Guy Cooper goes off, but rejoins in 4th place. So your race leader jumps off, gets back on, and is still in 4th place. But now, race leader is Donny Schmidt from Larry Ward, from Jeff Mattievich. And that should be Guy Cooper still behind them, and John van der Berg, I think, is behind him. So watch for the Dutchman, John van der Berg, who I think is currently in 5th place. Pekka Vakonen is there. Guy Cooper is now dropping back, so Pekka Vakonen is coming through. Pekka Vakonen is up to something like 4th place. 5th. Nope. I'm right the first time. 4th is Pekka Vakonen, bike 18. 5th is bike 14, John van der Berg. And there is Stefan Everts. Stefan Everts charging through to Guy Cooper, bike 4. So we were wondering what had happened to Stefan Everts. Now we know. Here he is. So Everts, who's really got to get a move on, the Belgian Suzuki rider, has looked in superb form all weekend, but this is the grand final of the last day's racing here in Genoa Superbowl. And it's the one that this man, Stefan Everts, after a superb season of Supercross, slightly overshadowed, of course, by one or two of the Americans this year, but nonetheless has looked in good form all year long. He'll want to stamp his authority on this in the absence of the two leading Supercross riders, that is Bale and Stanton, who are not here today. Bale is injured. He wouldn't have been here anyway because he was entered for Geneva. But we are in Genoa, and Larry Ward now in front. So bike 16, Larry Ward leads from Donny Schmidt, from Jeff Mattievich, from John van der Berg. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. Stefan Everts and Donny Schmidt, teammates. Well, we don't know whether they're close, but they certainly were then. So Everts goes for the lead after a bit of argy-bargy. Nothing like a bit of argy-bargy to keep teammates on their toes and colour the air in the team hospitality camp afterwards. That is for Guy Cooper. 24 there, I can tell you, is now a lapped rider. He's right down the order. So with 2 laps to go then. Larry Ward leads. What am I saying? Stefan Everts leads, bike number 5. Stefan Everts leads from Donny Schmidt by a mile. So Everts leads. And there has been a dramatic development here. Stefan Everts leads in fine style. But I can tell you it's this man who's in the lead now. Larry Ward is leading. So Larry Ward leads from Stefan Everts. Larry Ward then. Superb from Larry Ward. He caught me out there. Stefan Everts in second place. Jeff Maciejewicz in third. Currently is fourth, Van der Berk. As we look for the race leaders through the start and finish line, they have just got one more lap to go. Well, I make it Larry Ward in the lead from Stefan Everts, from Jeff Maciejewicz, from John Van der Berk, from Donny Schmidt now down in 5th place. Guy Cooper there. Guy Cooper is in 8th place. So while we look for this at the moment, Larry Ward leads. Stefan Everts in second. Maciejewicz, bike 7 in third. John Van der Berk, bike 14 in fourth. And there it is. Larry Ward wins then. Superb indeed. Well, that is your race order, but the standings after the 2 days final is Stefan Everts in first place, Jeff Maciejewicz second, third is John Van der Berg. That's it from Genoa in Italy, and from me, Keith Ewan, it's goodbye.